I find Kevin Samuels' work to be very interesting. As I indicated in my comments, not necessarily always accurate in terms of science, right? But life is more than just science, right? So if you're talking about a practical analysis of data, which is really what he focused on, right? It wasn't just men are great, women are trash. That wasn't his message. His message was, because I watched a lot of hours of his work, right? So his message was, hey, here's the statistics, right, regarding if you want to raise a family, if you want to get married, whatever your goals are, here are the statistics that you need to understand so that you can manage the goals that you have, right? And what I saw increasingly happen while he was talking to these people, and mostly women, of course, is that as he kept saying things that they didn't like, they became increasingly unpleasant. And as they became increasingly unpleasant, he became increasingly unpleasant, right? Because you just can't talk to people any way you want to talk to them, right? You can't keep interrupting people. You can't keep relying on your imagination when someone is talking about facts. Okay, verifiable, provable fact. Like you indicated earlier, he didn't come up with any of this stuff. He literally just recited the facts. That was it. That's all he ever did, was just recite facts. And by the way, another guy who's getting a lot of heat for reciting facts is Jordan Peterson. Same thing. Women are very, very mad at Jordan Peterson for literally just reciting studies. This is a clinical psychologist who just recites studies. That's all he does. And people were up in arms about it. And it's the same thing with Kevin. Like, look, there's two elements to any kind of discussion of this nature. There's the data, and then there's the interpretation of the data, right? So Kevin's interpretation of the data wasn't necessarily always 100% right, but that's not important. What's important was that he was trying to engage people in the facts. Like, hey, here's a fact. A woman is reproductively viable until about age 35. Does that mean that there's a hard stop at 35? No, it just, you have to understand your own biology if you want to have a family. Right? This is not controversial at all in any way, but for some reason, people took it because he was talking about differences with men and women. It was all about hatred of women, and it wasn't that at all. So it's a sad day. I say what I said before. He was too young to go, but thankfully we have hours and hours and hours of his recordings, and people can use these recordings to literally improve their life. Again, they're not perfect.
Your life.
Right? Yeah, they're not perfect. They don't cover every single aspect of what needs to be covered for these conversations, but they're an excellent starting point if you want to start to understand what you can do to improve your own life. And I'll yield my time.